Hi, this is KV, and this is the moon phase report for Scorpio. Okay, you are someone who has actually probably really handling this plethora of watery mutability Pisces energy that is so out there in the world. You're probably someone who is who is most enjoying this, because all of this mutability and water and sensitivity and compassion is in your house that is all about your creativity, which should be flowing off the charts. It's with your anything relating to children. So this is definitely the time when you are going, I think I want to have a baby, which I know a Scorpio who said that to me recently, and I was like, you're just feeling the baby fever because there's all these other people around us who are having babies or wanting babies, and I'm like, you're just feeling the baby fever. But now that I've looked at the chart, I'm like, okay, yeah, you probably do want to have a baby right now. This is just going to be a really big time where you are wanting to give birth to things that very well can be an expansion of your creativity too. So it's not necessarily needs to be in the form of giving birth to a baby and that extension of life, but it is giving life, birthing something that will bring you like childlike joy and happiness in your life. So you may even be thinking about doing something with children, something teaching related, something that you know is going to make you really happy is where all the energies have been focused right now. And that's why even in your creativity, like I'm sure like that when you're creating right now, you're just in this flow, like in this really abundant, like also this is so connecting with spirit. So like if you can be in these quiet, alone, meditative spaces, you can really come through with some really profound and special, spiritually inspired pieces. And you know, this is where too, like having the Mercury retrograde in this house is actually working for you, because it's actually going to make it even easier to come up with, like, make it even easier to connect with spirit, but also to come up with this like, oh, and I want to do that, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. And so this is like a great time for you. There's nothing that you should be like, oh no, how do I deal with this? Like, this should be a really good time for you, even if you do, even with the Mercury retrograde. Now, the Jupiter, you know, has been squaring the Mercury, and so that's in, okay, so that's going to be, where you are also, especially right now with the Mercury retrograde, you're having a lot of things that are focused in your mind arena that are about you expanding in this way that this is definitely like deepening this really like magical, sexual, powerful essence in you. And you may be thinking of something with your creativity, applying like magic to it in some way. And I don't know if this would be something like energy work. I don't know if it's something transformational though. It's something that is quite possibly you are creating pieces that have transformational qualities. It could be that you're in this thing that is bringing transformation to your life, so that you are like, you know, kind of feeling like this phoenix born out of the ashes. You might be having these kind of new awakening things to like who you really are and like what power you really have, and this total excitement to get out there and share this with the world. So that can be going on. And then it'll be really great because right now that Jupiter is squaring your Mercury, and that is with the retrograde. So that's where you are like, oh, and then this and then that I want to do, you know. So there's so much going on for you. But once it goes direct and it swings into that same square again, then it's really going to be like boom, you know, then it's going to really be like sending all this stuff out there, really like throwing the string out and like everyone catching them. I want that, I want that, I want the, I'll take that, that's a great idea, you're a genius, you know, you've changed my life, you know, in whatever form that'll be. And also, there's something too, like with what you're creating that is very, because the black moon, and I don't think I've talked about this on any of the readings yet, although I wrote about it on my written horoscopes, you can read it there too, but the black moon is squaring the sun and the moon on this new moon day. And that, you know, could be something that you're working on, is very like that deepest, darkest, powerful, sexual, feminine energy in you. Like there could be something about you wanting to express this new thing. Like you might even be coming up with this new kind of, you're accessing these depths within yourself that's like, you're able to like share this new thing that maybe you couldn't even before, but you feel like it's really important, you know, that you share this with the world. And it's kind of coming up and out of you now. It's this, you know, fiery, sexual, but feminine, this really strong. And I think that's too, like, you know, as we're shifting into Aquarius and we're leaving this Pisces, but on a high note, and the highest note we can leave Pisces is the only way we can leave it. We can't move into Aquarius until we're in that highest Pisces. But there is this really strong, even yesterday was International Women's Day, and I stumbled upon that movie called Half the Sky and was like, oh my gosh. It was funny because then I had this dispute or need for me to share my opinion, which I, you know, anytime I have to stand up for something, I'm the first person. I don't care. If there's something that needs to be stood up for, I do. And it was this silly comment about International Women's Day is adding to sexist, whatever. I didn't even read it all. I was just, could tell it wasn't what I wanted to hear, so I had to go, you know what? I'm going to tell you right back what I think. But anyway, I would have maybe even been, yeah, I know, whatever with him too, but I just found that movie, and you all need to watch it too. I'm going to put it on my the Essential Aquarius Nation movie list, but it just made me like, dude, you know, he's all like, no, we don't need to give women any of this attention, da 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 da. But after you watch that movie, you're like, dude, we should have International Women's Day every month. Everything closes, you know. Huge. So anyway, what was I getting to? Oh, there's something really deeply feminine that you're working on is what I'm getting to. So definitely move towards that. Definitely you are playing a role in birthing this very sexual, powerful, feminine force. And it's a little different from the Scorpio sexual force. This one is like the highest sexual feminine force, like something where a woman who goes to her wounds and goes within and examines all these things that she thinks she should keep hidden and not talk about and not embrace, going to and not talk about, did I say that? I said that. And go to those and find the strength to rise above those, and then she has this new power that expresses in the world. So that's kind of the feminine sexual energy I'm talking about. From which now I'm like, well, that sounds like Pluto, but it's not like Pluto. It's a little different. It's a little different, but I just made it sound exactly the same. But it's different. So trust me, just go towards areas that are focused like that. Okay, and then, oh yeah, and see, this is cool. Let me keep going. So then Mars, the day after the new moon, moves into Aries, moves into your house of service to others. So all these things too, it's going to be focused on what you're here to bring, how you're here to help others, how you're here to help others heal, what you have that can help people live more valuable lives. So there's something that you are able to access in your quiet times, with you connecting with spirit, with you going to your own depth, that once you come out after, you know, rising above, after whatever it is you have to see, face, learn about, walk, that you will come out and be able to be this force that actually makes an impact in people's lives, which I think is what we all ultimately dream of now. 20 years ago, who cared, right? You know, like, everything was having a nice house, now having nice clothes, now we're like, but what's my service for the people? How do I give back? How can I make an impact? So you're all lined up to be doing something, so go with that. And oh, we didn't do any affirmations, did we? Okay, so some things for you for this new moon. I would say things like, I am a master creator with spirit as a co-creator, or something like that. I embrace the need to go within and go to the depths to find my power. I am owning my power. I am owning my sexual feminine power. I am happy. I am so happy. Anything that, and if it's the children for you, then I am opening to making the space to bring another baby into this world. Something like that. So start them as I am. Start them so that you can bring it directly in. Put those all out there on Monday. Write down whatever you want and spend some time visualizing them, because that's what's important right now, that you visualize a lot of these things that you're working on. Okay, so we're going to call it a day, and I will see you in 2 weeks, and we will talk about the new moon that's going to be, or the full moon that's going to be all focused in this house of service. That'll bring you closer to some healing elements, to some health. If there's any health issues you've had or any diet kind of things you're wanting to change, we'll be focusing all on that in the next month with the full moon, and then 2 weeks later with the new moon. Okay. All right. You have a beautiful day. Thank you. Bye.